Critical Blast. Where pop culture gets blasted.
Tonight you shall have your proof. At first I experimented only with dead animals, and then a human heart, which I kept beating for 3 weeks. But now, I'm going to turn that ray on that body and endow it with life.
And you really believe that you can bring life to the dead?
That body is not dead. It has never lived. I created it. I made it with my own hands from the bodies I took from graves, from the gallows, anywhere. Go and see for yourself. You too. Yes? Eh? Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, 3 very sane spectators. It's moving. It's alive. It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be.
And good evening. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here for CriticalBlast.com. And by God, if a 1938 movie is not in public domain, somebody's going to hear about it. But what better way to get into the mood to talk about Frankenstein than the classic first film with the whole "it's alive" scene. Now, that went on a little bit longer than I expected it to when I pulled it up from TCN site. So I apologize if our introduction was a tad slow. I did want to just kind of jump into the lightning scene. They had other ideas. Tonight, we're going to take that story and continue it forward. And with that in mind, we have Dave Swartz. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Hey, RJ. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you, man. This is the third time to be on the show. Hopefully, third time's a charm here.
Yeah. Do I get a punch card? Do I get a free sub at the end?
We should have something here. I should get more. I should get more Critical Blast buttons and just give them to our Triple Crown people.
There you go.
You come on 3 times, you get a button.
Yeah, come on 10 times and get like a nice robe or something, maybe.
Yeah. I wonder if I can get robes. Like that Stan Lee robe that he wore on The Big Bang Theory that had the big Fantastic Four patch on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That was very cool.
Very cool.
Man, 3 issues in now.
Yeah.
That's big.
It's been a while.
And to explain to the folks watching, it's 3 issues in, first time on Indiegogo. So if everyone's wondering, how did I miss this? It's because Dave's been doing something a little different with his comics distribution model at first. You've been doing it Patreon.
That's right. Yeah, I did Patreon for the last 6 months or so, and I was trying to really get a lot of the people out there that are really interested in the process of how comic books are made and getting to watch me make the book page by page. So I did that for a while, but I talked to you multiple times about it. I talked to a lot of other people about it, and I just kept hearing, we want a physical book. We want a physical book. So
yes,
we got to give people what they want. So I decided to go for it and put together this campaign, and been working pretty diligently for the past month or so on it. And I'm so excited that today's the launch day and that we're already 25% of the way there.
That's yeah. I mean, you're at you got $1,200 right now, $11.94.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna, why the heck? Why don't I just share it back to the stream here? I got rid of the big video. We'll watch the other video here in a little bit. I don't want to shove too many videos up front because people love videos and they hate videos, and I never know who I'm going to have. Now, you haven't printed Confederate Monster 1 or 2.
Not
It's
yet.
all been digital.
Yep. So far, all we've got for Confederate Monster is digital. So we're going to be printing all 3 of the first 3 at the same time. And then we're going to wrap up the story because it's a 6-issue arc. So we're going to wrap up the story with another crowdfunder when the last 3 issues are finished, probably later this year.
Okay. So, and that's going to be the whole 6-issue arc of Confederate Monster.
Yep. So we'll do the remaining 3 floppies as individual issues, and then we will do a collected edition hardcover version. Yeah, I'm really excited about that one. I got big plans for my hardbound book.
Very, very cool. Now, before I even get into what the tiers are, I mean, okay, that's how much it is, and that's what we get with it. But what do we get? And I've been here before, obviously, with you, but our viewers might be coming in new. So what is the Confederate Monster? What's the storyline here?
Sure. So in a nutshell, it's essentially Frankenstein meets the Civil War. So the main character of this story isn't Dr. Frankenstein. It's not the monster himself, but it's actually Igor, reinvented as a reconstructive surgeon living in Virginia during the Civil War. So Igor, after the monster was reanimated, fled from Europe over to America using the resources and the money of Dr. Frankenstein to create a new identity for himself and to kind of fit in amongst the community there. So a few years go by, and he's sort of a well-to-do sort of man with a beautiful fiancée. But then the Confederacy finds out who he used to be, who he really is, and they force him to recreate the process so that they can reanimate their dead army to beat the Union back.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how the Union's going to come up with something to fight that. I'm hoping that, I'm sure they will. Story spoilers we can't get into, but
would we?
So and you got the first 3 issues done of this. So where does that take us into the story here? I mean, because I know you're starting with Igor. I keep wanting to say Igor, sometimes Igor.
I know. I prefer Igor. I think maybe just because I'm a child of the young Frankenstein generation. So
yeah, I always think Igor is that stuff that happens when somebody claws your eyes out and the meat's hanging out.
Oh boy,
Igor. But it starts with him, and they want the technology. And I know that at some point he's going to cross paths with a couple of old friends from the original novel.
That's right. That's right. I couldn't do an homage story to Frankenstein without having, the original cast of characters. So we introduced in the second issue Dr. Frankenstein, the original. However, he has been sort of ravaged both body and mind by his 8-year stint in the insane asylum. Because after the monster got loose and ran amok, he was plucked up pretty quick and thrown deep, deep down into the dungeon.
I bet.
So after 8 years, though, we catch up with him again. And, he is not nearly the brilliant genius that he used to be. So you get to kind of see a very different Dr. Frankenstein. But then you also get to see a very different take on the Frankenstein monster as well. My monster is a bit more intelligent, and he dresses like an old cowboy. So it's a fun take on a classic character.
Yeah, well, if you've read the book, you've gone. You're
so many times.
Yes. But for those whose familiarity with Frankenstein and his monster, not get the name separated here. If you're used to just the Frankenstein monster was a very erudite speaker.
He was.
The new Prometheus, that brain worked, and it had thoughts and ideas and philosophy.
Right. And I take a lot of that inspiration from the original into this character. So this character's the monster that I'm telling the story of is very akin to that. However, sort of the way in which he regains his mental fortitude is very different than anything that's been done before. I don't want to give that away because that's super secret. But again, just another opportunity to reinvent the story and have more fun with it.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask a question that might be super secret, might have absolutely nothing to do with the story at all. It might say, no, I'm not going that way, RJ. But Victor von was it Victor von Frankenstein? Was it, or am I just thinking Victor von Doom?
I think we're just mixing up our Von Doom and our Victor von Frankenstein. But that would have been way cooler, though. We should have done.
Yeah. But 8 years in an insane asylum for Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Did he ever cross paths with a fellow inmate named Renfield?
I can't really share that information at this moment.
Okay.
But
that tells me all I need to know.
We'll see.
That because volume 7 through 12 could possibly write themselves out of that, right?
Well, we'll see. Who knows? It could go in many different directions.
Absolutely. So who are we looking at here in these pictures? This is some interesting artwork. This guy's got the beard I'm trying to go for, but every time it gets a little long, I'm told to cut off the tip of it.
Oh yeah,
bring it back down.
Yeah, I haven't given myself that rule just yet, so I'm trying to push myself, see how far I can go.
Well, this guy definitely waxes the ends.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So the character you're looking at there is an actual historical figure, General Rutherford Forrest. I'm sorry, Bedford Forrest.
That Bedford Forrest.
Yeah, sorry, I misspoke there. But yeah, so he actually plays a pretty integral part of the story. He's sort of the leader of this Confederacy arm, because it's not a very popular thing that they're doing. It's actually akin to, I would say, kind of the supernatural experiments that the Nazis were doing. So that's kind of what he's kind of in charge of, is these supernatural kind of things that they're trying out to be able to find some new weapons to use.
And of course, he's going to be the one who finds Igor through the help of other people. Yep.
So, they get to have a bit of a discussion back and forth throughout the story. There's obvious disdain that I think they both kind of have for one another. And then, some of those other pictures down there, we have some scenes of obviously lots of battle scenes go on in this story, set during the Civil War. You can't not.
We kind of consequential.
You're right. And then, you know, there's actually a couple characters that I've created for the story called the Horsemen, and they're sort of indicative of the, you know, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But they're kind of seen as the elite Confederate spy soldiers. So they, you know, whatever the Confederacy needs them to do that's super secret, you know, that no one needs to find out about, they're the ones that take care of it. And they like to wear these gruesome kind of carved wooden masks with black, you know, trench coat and hat and everything. So,
so that's what I'm looking at here. That's not really his face. That's a wooden mask that he's got.
Yeah. It's a carved wooden mask that they all wear. And each one of them is a different horseman of the apocalypse. So, you know, they each are carved to kind of represent that.
Okay. And I believe the guy here with the graying beard, that's actually Frankenstein himself, isn't it?
Yep, that's Victor himself. However, that shot is a more put together Victor, a Victor that is not as insane. And this is actually a shot from a nightmare scene. So it's kind of the other thing that I like to do with my writing is I like to do a lot of dream sequences and flashback sequences where characters kind of get to interact with different versions of characters that we don't typically see. So Confederate Monster has a bunch of those as well.
That is very cool. I'm going to go down some of the perks here, but before I do that, you've made a video, so let's toss that up on the screen here and let folks check that out.
For sure.
Full screen.
Yeah! Where's my wife? Do you hear me? Dismount and walk forward.
Darling, you're home.
Been waiting for you with loving arms.
Must you maul her like an animal, Daniel?
Calm yourself, Mrs. Stevenson. I'm just getting into character.
They both insisted upon hiring Daniel's patients to cater. I too thought it would look as unseemly as it does.
Is that all you discovered while befriending Mrs. Schmidt, my dear?
Dr. Schmidt fits the description of our target in nearly every way.
Now, one of the things I love right there at the end of that video is the image of the cover. Are you going to make the cover look as distressed as that? I mean, is that the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, if I could go back in time and print this book on, old newsprint, Monster magazine style, I absolutely would. Too bad. There's not too many print shops that's going to print on a salvaged, recycled newsprint. But yeah, I'm planning on printing them on newsprint. All the texture that I have on there, I'm going to do my best to maintain so that the look of the book has as authentic of a vintage look as possible.
That's gonna be, yeah. If you could just go back and like store it in an open cardboard box in Grandma's attic,
right?
And bring it out. It's got that nice musty smell to it. By the way, you have gone up.
Oh, nice.
Started. So BAP2 in the chat has made his contribution. We have our shake and bake moment, as we like to call it, Dave.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake. I help.
I love it. Love it.
So we're gonna. So yeah, thank you, BAP2. Appreciate that. That's I don't know what tier you got in on, but Everybody's looking at that early bird tier. That's all 3 books: a print, a sticker, a coaster, a T-shirt. You went to the sticker mule like I told you to, didn't you?
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, you can't beat the deals over there.
No, you really can't. I mean, and you're going to get emails from now on saying, "Hey, we got like a truckload of bumper stickers that we'll give you for a donut."
Right.
It's amazing what they get.
Yep.
Now, I got to back up. Here because I'm reading ahead, and I don't even have it on the screen here. So you get 1 print, according to this thing here. Go back up on the screen. There we go. But that's not meaning the print, because you have multiple prints to pick from, correct?
Yes, I have 8 different 11 by 17 prints to pick from. 4 of them are full color, and then the other 4 are actually black and white printed on aged paper, and I'm going to hand age the paper myself. So those are actually hand made.
Oh my goodness! So you get these are the hand aged ones here, like the wanted poster.
Yep.
The tin, almost like a tin type picture. Ooh, I know a guy who does metal sublimation. You could get tin type posters.
Hey, maybe that'd be great for a stretch goal. I'm collecting ideas for stretch goal perks at the moment. I've got a few. I've got a couple plans, but I've heard plenty of really good ideas, including that one so far today. So yeah,
I run into so many people who do so many things now doing this, Dave, and a lot of the people I'm now sending over to George Peter Gatsis, who does 3D prints of figures. So you like a 6-inch Frankenstein's monster in Confederate garb or whatever. I'm liking this EC tribute book here. That is nice.
Yeah. So I just, took Tales of the Crypt as a major inspiration for the design of that retro vintage cover there. And it's very similar to what I did with my previous campaign for Feast or Famine. I did a retro cover, and I use a dot pattern kind of technique so that when you look at it close up, it does look like that older printer style or printed style.
Yeah, and these are 11 by 17 prints, so these are nice sized here.
Yeah, I got a couple behind my head right here up on the wall.
Oh, love it. Here, I'll
So-
give you full screen. I'll give you full screen here for a second, so you can. Yeah, very nice.
On there, yeah. So
Very, very cool. You got your swag here. You got your T-shirts, your trucker hat.
Yep.
Got the stickers and coasters. Now, let's see where they fall into the scheme of things here. So this is your early bird bonus. No hat on this one. This is the T-shirt. You still get the coaster, the sticker, a magnet, and pick one of those prints.
Mm-hmm.
13 of those gone. Those will be gone before Friday, folks. So if you're coming in live and catching this, get that one now. This is nice. You got a basic swag pack where you can just get a sticker and a coaster just to, usually somebody has hey, just throw $4 at it and help us, out, and you get nothing. You're giving them something.
Yeah.
Even if they, don't want the book, they're getting a sticker and a coaster. That's very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to be able to give people something for their money, and hey, I think it also helps the book as well because they get to put a sticker and a coaster out somewhere, and if somebody sees it and says, "Hey, what's that?" Maybe I get another fan. So
absolutely. Issue number 1, if you just want to dip your toe in the water and try it out here, you can get the first issue for $10. It's a 40-page book. Are they all 3 40-page books?
No, just the first one. I always write the first issue and the last issue as a double issue because as a reader myself, I like to read books that way where I get a lot of story to really grab me, and then I get a lot of story at the end because it's a good payoff for my investment.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to get all 3 of them, but you're still not sure about that physical, $15. You are underpricing everything so much, Dave.
Well, I'm trying to give the people what they want, and I want to be able to cater to the needs as well because I know there's a lot of really great crowdfunders out there, and it's sometimes hard to choose between which one you want to actually throw some money at. So I want to give people a good price for what they're going to get.
Yeah, and here's this retro print that we just talked about. This is one of the 8. This is the EC cover, 11 by 17 with the dot pattern coloring format, and that's a $15 print. So if you get that with the $45 early bird, you're getting a heck of a discount on all of that stuff.
Yep, that's what's so great about the early bird.
Yeah, you bet it is. You can get the wanted poster print is $20.
Yep.
This is the one you're going to hand age. So how are you printing this? I mean, I don't even know what the process is for hand aging paper. Do you just like drop it in water and then lay it out in the backyard to dry in the sun? I mean,
well, I guess that would be one way of doing it. I'm not entirely sure if it would work so well in the wintertime. But for me, I'm using coffee as a cheat. So what I do is I just dye the paper in coffee. I let it sit for about 10 minutes. And then I pull it out, I dry it off. I let it sit under some pressed books so that it doesn't curl on me. And then I will go over it one more time around the edges with a little bit of a sponge in coffee so that it gives it an ombre kind of look.
Yeah.
And then I print it. I have a large format printer, and I've developed a technique with the ink so that it actually has like really rough edges and has like a bit of a distressed look to it. So that it doesn't look really pristine. It actually has a lot of that, edgy kind of roughness to it. So yeah, like I said, it's all handmade by me, all printed here in my studio and signed by me in the end.
Oh, that's awesome. So it sounds like you've aged paper before. Have you?
I've been working on it. I've been making sure that I'm confident in my process before I was going to list it as a perk. So
I just want to make sure you're not like going on Antiques Roadshow and saying, "Look, I found the original Constitution. How much?" Is it?
No. I actually investigated just buying aged paper off of like Etsy. And the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I think I could just do this myself and save myself a shit ton of money. So yeah. I'm going to do that.
So you can also get all three books for just $20.
Yep.
The first one is 10.
Yep.
So that's only $5 a piece. By the way, these are physical books.
Yep. You can hold them in your hand and they will be printed out print too. No,
I mean, they are physical books.
Oh, did I not? Oh, sorry. Good catch.
I thought, is there some new word I don't know about? Are these
that's a good catch. Hey, this is what happens on the first day. You always catch your little mistakes. I think I caught one or two earlier today. So
the H key on my keyboard, I have to jam it down sometimes to go through. I thought physical books. He's found another way to age that paper. Now I don't know if I want to buy that one.
Get physical.
Oh, now I'm going to have that in my head all day long, especially since somebody at work was asking for, I need workout songs on my playlist. I'm like, well, why don't you have, and now it's the second time today I've heard it, so now it's stuck. Mini commissions, 5x7 cardstock. That's a decent sized index card.
Yep.
And this is a character we haven't talked about, so I don't know if she's in the story.
We have a version of the Bride of Frankenstein in the story. So from the original story, we had sort of two female characters. We had the bride or the fiance of Victor, and then we had the bride of Frankenstein for the monster that the monster was forcing Victor to make for him. So what I did in my story is I took those two characters and I smashed them together into one character. So it's more of a bride of Igor-ish kind of.
Very nice. $25 for the commission. Yeah, get a headshot of any character you want, though. I mean, it doesn't have to be your Confederate monster characters. They can say Batman if they want,
Yep. And it could be an original character too. I've had a couple people ask me, hey, will you draw my own character? And sure, if you got a good enough reference, sure, I'll draw any character you want, even if it's original.
Give me some, give me a Confederate Batman. I'd like that.
Yeah, I could do that. A Frankenstein Batman.
Ooh, okay, here we go. The color print combo. This is all 3 color prints, not all 4 color prints. The EC one is a separate one.
Now I will say with that, RJ, just to be clear, you do get the choice with this. So you get to choose the 3 you want out of the 4. So you get some choice in the matter. You don't just get what you see there.
So you could say swap this one out for the EC one.
Yeah.
Of the 4 color prints. That's
And if you wanted to just get all of them, you can add it on in the checkout because I made all the perks available as add-ons. So you can build whatever kind of perk package you're really looking for.
Let me tell you something right now, folks. If you want all 4 of them, this is $30. For $15 more, you can have the 4th print, and he's going to throw in all 3 books, a T-shirt, a pin, or a coaster, and a sticker for free. That's all gravy on top of buying the 4 prints. Just saying, if you hurry up, there's only like a dozen of those left now.
That's right.
Now, I know it's going to be further down here, but I'm looking at them now on here. This is that mini commission we just talked about.
Yep.
You can also get an 8x10 commission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 8x10 commission is a little bit more of the figure, so it's more of the half body shot, and I'll put probably 1 full arm with a hand in there. So if a character uses a weapon or something like that, I'll probably try to include that. So you get just a little bit more of the figure in that one.
And then, of course, the big kahuna right here. I don't even know what these cost yet. I don't care. They look too cool.
Yeah.
A cover commission.
Yeah,
now,
this one is for comic book creators out there.
Okay. So this is 11x17 drawn and colored. You're doing a cover. But of what and what rights do they have that come with it? Because
so what I'm doing for you is this is as if you're just going to commission a freelance artist, and I am not going to, ask for any rights or anything like that. You own the rights to the artwork after it's done.
So it could be a cover for your crowdfunded comic, folks.
Yep.
If you're looking to do that.
Yep. Absolutely. And last time I did that for my last Indiegogo, I made 3 of them. So.
Very nice.
Yep.
For your last Indiegogo, I thought this was your first Indiegogo.
I actually did an Indiegogo for Feast or Famine, my previous book, earlier last year.
That's right. I forgot about the Alterna work.
Yep.
This is your first work.
Yeah, this is just a me only Indiegogo campaign. So.
Got it. Okay, so this is okay. We passed the color prints one. Here's the fan swag one. You get the T-shirt and the ball cap, $40.
So walking
the ball cap finally comes into play.
Yep.
And it's gorgeous looking black and white line art of Confederate monster logo, and then the other Confederate monster cover, the bigger, taller print.
Yeah.
Both of them gorgeous.
I thought the logo wasn't enough on the T-shirt, so I thought, hey, let's throw some artwork from the cover on there.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got that canvas to work with. You got tall.
Wow.
So definitely do it. Then you get the featured. This is the featured swag combo. You get all 3 books: the print, the sticker, the coaster, the T-shirt. This sounds suspiciously like the early bird, but only $5 more.
Yeah. So when the early birds are finished, when they're all gone, this one becomes the featured swag combo at the very top.
Gotcha. All right. So save $5 and get that early bird one now, folks. And here's the aged print combo. This way you can get pick 3 of 4. $50 for the aged ones. This is, make your room smell a little like Folgers, possibly.
Maybe a little.
But nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I could
look like vintage prints from the era.
I mean, I could put them in a smoker and make them smell like cigar smoke, but
ooh, yeah, that would definitely probably curl them some too. If you could like what am I thinking of? Weather the edges. Yeah, I know you're coloring with sponges, but like they were like just torn a little bit in pieces here and there. It really looked like it was stuck up on the side of a saloon at one point.
It's funny you say that because a natural effect of soaking the paper in water is that it almost has like a natural effect of like tearing it in little areas, and it just comes out kind of looking like that naturally. It's really interesting. Nice.
Those are going to look gorgeous in anybody's room
for sure.
There's a popular tier in a lot of places. Get drawn into the story. You get to be an undead soldier in the book.
Either an undead soldier or a Union soldier fighting the undead horde. So whichever side you want to fight for, I'll put you in the story. We've got a lot of fight scenes coming up in the second half of the book. So I'm taking a list right now of everybody who wants to be part of the fight, and I'm hoping that I can fill every page with faces of backers for the book. That would be fantastic.
You're going to need a lot of soldiers. One person's already claimed this. 1 out of the 25.
Yeah.
So get in there. Retailer combo. Oh, bless you, sir. This is going to be awesome. 5 of each copy. $50.
Got to give my comic book store owners something.
Yeah. Now you are of course going to check that these are comic store owners, right? And not eBay hoarders.
I will make sure that there's no
shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans in the background.
Here's that large commission we saw. So now we know that it's $75. If you want to get the 8x10 half body commission of any character you want, like he's got a teddy bear in his hands. That's Frank's got that soft side.
Yeah, he does. So figured why not.
And here we got the Ultra Swag combo. Now this is all 3 books, a sticker, a coaster, a T-shirt, all 3 digital books, a retro print, 3 of the color prints, and the hat. $100. Easy money.
The only thing you're not getting with that one are any of the aged prints, but if you want to add them on in the checkout, they're available in the checkout.
That a la carte thing is such a wonderful thing that Indiegogo has.
No, that's the main reason why I chose to go with Indiegogo over Kickstarter, to be honest with you. It's just so much easier, I think, from my perspective, from the fans' point of view, and from my point of view.
Absolutely. It's just what I like about it is that, I give Indiegogo my money and they take it. I don't have to sit there and I got some Kickstarters coming out this week. I'm like, okay, I got to remember, I can't let my PayPal dip below this level because Kickstarter's coming.
Right.
And here is that cover commission. $250 for a colored cover. Come on, dude.
Standard rate.
I thought there were 1,000 at least.
Oh no! I try to keep it pretty standard for what I charge for that. I might charge maybe a little bit more if the cover was a little more intricate, but something like this, keep it reasonable.
I want to create a comic book now just because the cover's so affordable.
And we can do it.
That is very cool. Now, I've passed by a whole bunch of pages here as we were scrolling, but there's you're not shying away from the body count or the gory damage that can be done to such a person. It looks like they're testing out that Gatling gun.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to play up that monstrous, kind of aspect to the horror.
Oh man, this is just ew. This kind of reminds me of that scene in Gone with the Wind. Remember when they were all just kind of laid out on the field there? And I remember they talked about the making of. They had people with ropes and pulleys that they had a fake arm next to them, a stub, and they were like pulling the rope to make the stub go up.
Yep.
Like they lost an arm.
Yep. I did lots of research for that to be able to see, how it all was done and what it looked like and what the environment was like, and pretty gruesome.
Here we go, guys. Going to Dr. Schmidt, the reconstructive surgeon.
Yeah, he's so my Igor character is his new name is Dr. Daniel Schmidt. So he has this completely different, life, totally different, look than I think what we're used to with the Igor character. A little more charming, a little much smarter, and overall just a very different character.
He's got the prosthetics all hanging up here, models that he can bring down for you to try on.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how much, how authentic is the equipment we're looking at here?
Pretty darn authentic. I had a whole gallery of reference that I pulled together for this, and I have lots of Civil War era medical equipment that I pulled together to put together this really intricate scene. This one took me quite a while, but I wanted to make it very realistic and authentic. Lots of visual texture.
It looks very authentic. Now this is, I don't even know what's going on here. This is just racked.
Yeah, well, this is an invented sort of thing. I'm not entirely sure how this would be, but.
Oh, this is the revivification of the rat that Igor and Frankenstein worked on earlier.
Yeah,
or is he doing this now again to see if he can do it himself?
Yeah, he's trying to kind of recreate the process, and it's not going so well.
I see here. I'm reading the text now, but he didn't teach me all of his secrets. So that would be probably why Igor's got to find Victor, because they found Igor and they said, you've got to do this. And he's like, yeah, sure, I can do that 80% of the way.
Right.
And I'm guessing that if he doesn't do it, they're really going to
who knows?
Because he's motivated to find Victor.
Oh,
and I
he's very
doubt it for any altruistic or patriotic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So several good pages here give you a flavor for what's coming up in the story. Only a $5,000 goal. 29 days left, and you're only on your first 30. So you've got technically 51 days left if you want to be
right
specific.
Yeah, we just launched midnight last night, and did a countdown on my YouTube channel. It was the very first live I did on my YouTube channel, but it was great.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah, this is I've been waiting for this to become a physical book since we first talked about it on Patreon. Because man, this is just such a cool concept. Why can't I get a real book out of this? And I know that I know my comic shop and others are going to be interested in that retailer chair, and I'm going to be sending them the link to that.
Please do, yeah.
So that they can take that on themselves. So while you're here, since you did do the Feast or Famine series, are you going to be revisiting that world anytime soon? In between issues of?
I have no plans for it at the moment. But as all of my stories go, I love to keep it open-ended because I never want to, end the story in my mind or in the mind of the reader. So yeah, I definitely have ideas for more Feast or Famine content. Just at the moment, I have really no space in my brain to be able to tackle that at the moment. So maybe stay focused on, but maybe in the future.
I understand now. I'm looking through the back pages here, so I'm being a little more circumspect about what comes up on the screen, because otherwise I get doxxed.
Oh yeah.
Not that the dox is a big thing, but the credit card information is a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more sensitive.
A little more sensitive. Everybody wants to know where I live. I mean, we give out stickers to anybody who sends a self-addressed stamped envelope to our location here, and it's right here. If you want to send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Critical Blast 1097 Presswick Drive, Belleville, Illinois 62221. By golly, I will send you a holofoil Critical Blast sticker in the envelope you send us right back to you. So, we'd be happy to do that. And we hope you do that, because we'll send you 2 stickers. Give one to a friend and then put one on something else. I don't even know what the shipping on this thing was, but all I know is
pretty low.
I just told it was the USA, and refreshing. It's got to go. It hasn't bumped up yet apparently, but it will, because I just backed the thing. I just got that early bird special. There are now 14 out of 25 claimed. It just hasn't done anything to the dollar value yet. So sometimes it's a little slow adding the dollars up.
Yeah. I have.
Oh, there we go.
Sweet.
There we go. I should get a buzz real quick here from. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so
Right.
wow, holy cow. Okay, people, I'm going to just tell you right now. It was a $45 tier after shipping. Oh my God, $50. $5 shipping for all of that. Dave, I am a shipper. We have a logistics business out of Critical Blast where the folks who are in the UK and Europe and Australia drop ship their crowdfunded books here, and then we repackage them and distribute them so that their shipping costs aren't, $80 in a child
Sure.
for their crowdfundings. I can't ship for $5 the book itself, and let alone throw in some T-shirts and prints and everything. So I have no idea how you're pulling that off.
Well, it's a little bit of numbers magic, but I definitely crunched the numbers, and it's very doable.
Okay, well, good. You found a stack of free boxes somewhere, is what you did.
Well, I mean, I do have some stuff left over from my previous campaign, but I'm hoping that we can really exceed our previous numbers that I was able to manage to get. So we'll see how far we can go with it. I'm excited to see what happens.
I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised with how far this one's going to be able to go. And then I'm gonna, obviously I'm going to be coming back here when you get the other three, because the hardcover version of this, I bet, is just going to be chock full of bonus material.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about that. I think when I first conceived of the story and began to write it, that was my goal all along, is I wanted to turn it into a hardcover book. So I'm super excited about getting to design that and put that all together.
Now, if people want to follow you on your Patreon and watch issues 3 or 4, 5, and 6 be put together, that's still something you're going to continue on doing, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
People trust the process.
Actually, I've been able to get a couple of new Patreon subscribers just today. So
excellent, excellent. That's good cross branding.
Oh yeah.
So, and of course, I'm sure you've put on your Patreon, hey, if you want the physical copy, over here on Indiegogo, pick it up.
Yeah, and not only that, but my Patreons, they are able to gain access to a secret perk that they alone will be able to get.
Nice. Now, I do notice that this is a fixed goal. So, folks, this is not one of those ones where, he's going to ship it no matter what. You got to get 5,000 U.S. simoleons into his pocket here.
Yep.
So let's make it happen. Yes, thank you, Harrenberg. I knew that subtle hint that I tossed out there about his Patreon page after you put up how to find him on Twitter would. He's the best wrench I've ever had in chats. I knew you'd get out there and pull that one up for me. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
What is there more, I guess, about Confederate Monster that we haven't talked about? I mean, we talked about the main characters and what's driving the story.
Sure.
I don't know what more you can tell us without ruining a surprise.
Well, I mean, I do have some ideas for stretch goals. I don't want to talk about too much of it. However, one of the stretch goals that I have sort of locked in for myself is the first one. So if we get to 6,000, I want to be able to put together a short prequel story. So it kind of ties the original Frankenstein story into this new chapter that I'm writing with Confederate Monster. So I'm not entirely sure how long it'll be yet, but I have this idea. I just have to kind of flesh it all out, so to speak. Pun completely intended. And then, we'll see. But yeah, that's my plan, is to do sort of a short prequel story if we get to 6,000.
Very nice, very nice. You could throw some Confederate money in there, because I hear it's not worth anything. So you could probably get
Hey, that's kind of an interesting idea, making my own little money thing. That'd be kind of interesting.
You kept Frank's face in the center of it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's the other fun thing about Indiegogo and Kickstarter. As I don't know if Kickstarter has it, but stretch goals is
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I love it.
What it does is it turns your fan base into your marketing team, because they're all like, hey, I backed this book, but oh my God, it's not at this level yet where I could get this really cool thing. All my friends, you've got to get this book,
right?
So I can get it, and you'll get it too.
and I'm really trying hard to make sure all of my stretch goals are going to be just freely available to all the people that have backed already. I last time I did this, I did a couple of stretch goals where I just added on more rewards. I kind of unlocked rewards for people to buy, and it was all right, and it afforded me the ability to do some pretty extravagant stretch goals, but I just kind of missed the ability to be able to say, like, when we hit this, everybody gets this. So I really want to make sure that the stretch goals are as free as I possibly can, give them away for all the hard work people put into promoting.
Now, I'm going to ask a question here, because I'm seeing on this early bird bonus, and the one that's just like it below, it's all 3 books, 1 print of the 4 that are available. Pick one. A sticker, a coaster, a T-shirt, and a magnet. Mm-hmm. Which one's which of the? That one's going to be the coaster.
Right. So the one that's got the yellow starburst behind it, that's the magnet.
Okay.
Yeah. Now they're going to be the same size, the magnet and the sticker, but yeah, they do feature 2 different pieces of artwork from the story.
Gotcha. Because I'm trying to gauge the shape of the sticker, because it's going to go on the back of my laptop, and I've only got a limited amount of space left back here.
Oh, I got you.
Other compounded stickers. I'm putting magnets on computers is usually not.
Yeah, not typically advisable.
They don't get along.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, Dave, thank you so much for bringing the monster over here to the show tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
You made multiple videos. Yeah.
So.
Look, I didn't even notice this before, but you've got every one of these is a video.
Yeah. So on my YouTube channel, for a little while there, I put together some videos of the process of making some of these pages. So you can just follow along and watch me do it. So I loaded a few of those up there. I also loaded the replay video of the countdown live that I did last night for the campaign. And at the very end, there are some images of the cover spreads that you're going to be able to get with the issues.
This is just so damn cool. I can't wait for this one. I didn't even look at when you're July 2021. That's really just around the corner. It's February already. Time can go so fast.
Sure, and depending on how things go with the campaign, if it's really doing well, and I want to continue to push it through in demand, that might get pushed a little bit, but I do want to start getting things purchased and fulfilled as soon as I possibly can.
And that's the other cool thing about Indiegogo, is that you've got that in demand option. Kickstarter's like, you're done, out.
Yep. Yep.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and bringing the monster here tonight. This has been a ton of fun. It's going to be a great book. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you for coming in tonight. As I always say, we don't have a show without you. Appreciate those who backed the book. I'm going to give it one more. I'll give it one more swing here and see. We got 25% raised right now. We are at 28 backers with 29 days. Let's give that a reload real quick. Drum roll. I don't have a drum. I should get the sound effect, though. That would be, I can play that. Still 28 backers. That's okay. It's going to go up. I'm sure you got other streams to get to tonight, probably.
Hey, I'm just so ecstatic that we hit 1,000 by the end of the day. I wanted to just hit 1,000 by the end of the day, and we've exceeded that goal. So I'm ecstatic about it. So
all right.
Yeah. One quick last little thing is
Yes.
After this, I'm going to be jumping over to Robert Geronimo's draw stream with some of the other guys from Alterna. So I don't know if anybody wants to join in on the draw stream. They're in it already. They've been doing it since 8 o'clock, but I'm going to jump in late. So
yeah, that's where a lot of our people are, because Pete Zametti, started a stream the same time we did, and he's got Don Chin over there.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, there goes everybody I know. It's not mine.
I hear you.
So anyway, we're going to end things out here. Folks, thanks for coming over. And as always,